Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Valagar Aloevain, back for some more Dungeons & Dragons Online. Alright, so the last video we just ended off, we had come talk to the guy. I spent some time getting all the books in here. And yeah, so let's continue on. We just got the Argonians left to convince. Let's got a couple of quests here.
Over here, Initiate.
I think these are for expansions, but we'll find out.
Greetings. I have a message for you from Velast, Mistress of Incunabula.
A message for me?
Indeed. She has a task for you. You'll want to speak with her as soon as you can.
And where can I find her?
Velast awaits you at the Guild Hall in Davin's Watch, along the eastern coast of Stonefalls.
Can I ask you a few questions?
Of course. What can I tell you?
Who's Velasta again?
The Mistress of Incunabula for the Guild, the Keeper of Tomes. She's the Guild's most accomplished lore master, second only really to Guildmaster Vanus himself.
And do you know what she wants?
I don't, but she usually tries to offer new guildmates a chance to prove themselves. As you might imagine, she's keenly interested in acquiring new books for the lore library. Maybe she's got a lead on a trove of tomes?
Quest falls under the guild, so we're gonna ignore that one for now. And again, another prologue, so again, we're gonna ignore that for now. See, I like when you do abandon the quest, it just allows you to pick them up with no real drawbacks.
Friend, a moment of your time. Honor to you and your house traveler. Say, you look like a smart one. Any interest in a business arrangement?
What did you have in mind?
Stonefalls is under attack, and some of the finer things in life are suddenly precious. Certain goods can be very lucrative when paired with the right buyer. Take wine, for instance.
Are you asking me to steal some wine for you?
Steal? Such an ugly word. Procure. I'd like you to procure a single precious bottle of white gold tower. A former war wizard has it now. Just replace her bottle with this identical bottle filled with cheap rotgut. We'll both profit.
You know what, as long as the money's good.
Just let me know what I can do to help.
Well, what can you tell me about this wizard?
She used to serve in the Morrowind army as a war wizard. I think the explosions were too much for her. After she retired from service, she opened the Ebony Flask with Darvinil Sarvel.
Any advice on where I should start?
Not exactly, but then again, that's your side of this business, isn't it? My only advice is to talk to the Nightflowers at the inn. In their line of work, they learn all the best secrets.
Yeah, makes sense.
Just let me know what I can do to help.
Open for business.
There's an urgent task for you.
There's the bottle.
Might I sing you a song, my lady? Can I tell you a tale? We could take a private room. I've been told I have a silver tongue.
Well, let's put that silver tongue to use. What can you tell me of your mistress?
I don't hate her, but there's no love lost between the Nightflowers and Phadrasa. She regards us a necessary evil. She doesn't even partake of our talents. Plus, she's incredibly jumpy.
What do you mean by jumpy?
My guess is she's caught one too many fireball blasts in the war. She still hates loud noises. There's an alchemist next door who's constantly testing flash powder and sulfurs. If she hears so much as a pop, she jumps right out of her skin.
Good to know.
Staying in Ebonheart long, Serio? I'm sure I could make your stay more pleasant.
I'm sure you could, but what can you tell me of your mistress?
Lady Phadrasa. I don't care for her, actually, but the money here at the Ebony Flask is good. If it wasn't, Amula and I would have cleared out long ago.
Why is it you don't care for her?
She's just too jumpy. They say the Akaviri war made her twitchy. She's easily startled by the strangest things, like lizards. Those lizards infesting the Argonian quarter drive her crazy.
Good to know. Alright, so she hates lizards and guy
Comrade,
next.
a word.
So find us a lizard then. We also have a quest down here. Lizard. Since we're here, let's remove the quest.
Another stranger swims into our wallow. I have no quarrel with you. We shall speak. But know that if you would help those trying to murder our Hist, I will speak with my teeth instead of my tongue.
That is fair. What is wrong with your history?
It's dying. It was never healthy. This isn't Black Marsh after all. So in the last few weeks, it's withered. We've learned that House Drez is poisoning it. It's not enough to have enslaved us for generations. Now they want to carve our hearts out.
What can be done to save your Hist?
The best we can do is fertilize it. We're using mud crab meat wrapped in ash reed. Both are common around the quarter. We've also set guards around the tree to keep the Dunmer away.
I'll collect you some fertilizer.
If you wish to aid us, gather the items I requested. Ash reeds grow in the tide pools in our quarter, and mud crabs thrive on the shores nearby. Gather some of each and present them at the roots of our Hist.
Who told you these dark elves are poisoning the Hist?
Some of our people heard a dark elf talking to others of his kind. He asked if they'd seen the Drez rowing out to our Hist tree. He saw jars of poison in the boat. That's not hard to believe.
Who was this dark elf?
Ravel Urano. My people overheard him at the inn. He was drunk and talking too loud. No one spoke to him directly. It's never been wise for an Argonian to confront a dark elf. Especially lately. We're far from Black Marsh.
It sounds like none of the Argonians actually saw the Drez, the boat, or the poison.
No, but it's not difficult to believe, is it? The Drez think we're little more than animals. But the Pact freed us. What they can't enslave, they destroy.
Seems like this Oranu is sowing doubt within all three of the nations. Why would the Drez do this?
The Drez have always regarded Argonians as little more than savage children. We needed to be civilized, so they uplifted us by putting us to work as slaves on plantations and in mines. No more. Now we speak beside them in the council.
Seems like he used your bad blood to sow a seed of discontent. Like he's intentionally making you go to war with each other, leaving everything weakened. Seems like a spy.
Hold. What do you have there? We are allowing no one to approach the Hist, especially strangers claiming they wish to help us. We just caught a dark elf trying to poison the tree.
I'm just doing what you literally just asked me to do a moment ago.
Your words smell fair, but tasting is proof. Let me see what you have there.
Just the crab meat and the ash reeds.
Yes, I erect the spine of apology. While you were away, we caught a dark elf defiling our Hist. Please, apply the fertilizer you've gathered to the base of our Hist. As long as I'm with you, the guards will let you through.
Tell me about this dark elf you caught.
One of our guards is escorting him to my lodge. He seems half mad. He was doing something to the tree, and apparently he is of House Drez.
Well, we'll deal with that later. Let's go to the tree now.
Let this one through. It is done. Meet me back at my lodge.
Let's see who this guy is. What's going on?
Well? It seems we have proof that the Drez are trying to murder our tree.
Is this the dark elf that you mentioned?
While you were gathering mudcrab meat and reeds, the guards caught him trying to harm our Hist. We can't get anything out of him but his name and house. Seems the rumors were true. House Drez is trying to murder our Hist.
What was he doing to the Hist?
He was scratching at the bark, licking our tree. When the guard shouted at him, he dropped an empty bottle. Now he's very ill. The truth is as plain as the face of Masser.
You know what? Let me speak to him.
You may do as you wish, but his mind is boiling. His words skitter like a mud crab in a pan. You will gather no moisture from this one.
Triangles. They taste like silver, like water. I never knew.
What were you doing to the Hist?
What did I do? What did it do to me? I see. I feel. I'm awake. I touched it. It smelled like flowers and black earth. It tasted like rain and summer wind and the deepest green.
You tasted the tree?
He said the tree's sap would be better than skooma. He was right. He said the Argonians might be angry. Do you think they're angry? To me, they always look angry. It's the teeth.
You had a bottle? What was in it?
He gave me the bottle, said it was for the tree. I thought it was skooma. I tasted it. It was bad. I fed it to a lizard. He didn't like it either. He died. The bottle broke. How can I fill it with sap?
Someone encouraged you to do this. Who was it?
I never saw him before. I asked him for coin to get more skooma. He was a Dunmer. Someone called him Bravil? Weevil? Wabberjack? Ravil, that's it.
Ravel Urano.
Ravel? I can't believe it. Ravel!
You also recognize this name? Of course you do. You told me it a moment ago.
Ravel Urano claimed he saw House Drez poison our history. Then he gave a bottle to this tree-licking waste of flesh. I smell worm scat. Someone has been playing us for fools, and I no longer believe it's House Drez.
I agree. It's this Urano fellow. He had the Nords and the Dark Elves wrapped around his finger.
The
guild has need of you, comrade. What's that smell? Did another stinking lizard get in here?
Bottle.
The guild requests your help.
What's that distinctive bottle I see peeking from your pack?
I have it.
Masterfully done. Truly a procurement worthy of praise and reward. It's an honor and a privilege doing business with you, friend.
Let's now talk to Travis again. Now that we know what's going on.
Have our town's fortunes improved?
All of Ebonheart is ready to defend your city.
That's a great relief. Well done. The Covenant troops haven't left their encampment to the west, but it's only a matter of time before our inactivity encourages them.
I would like to inform you that a dark elf named Ranvil Rano is somehow involved in all three accounts.
I don't know this, Mer. Why would he cause so much trouble? Perhaps he's an agent of Sheogorath. That's an unpleasant thought. The Daedra of Chaos is worse than any mere Covenant army. Can you aid me further?
Perhaps. What is it you would like me to do?
Ravil must have a house in town. I'd like you to find it and watch him. I'd like to see myself, but I'm sure he'll recognize me. So I'll need to cast a spell on you.
What kind of spell?
Commoners would call it a scrying spell, but I'm beyond such crude hedge magic. It will enable me to see and hear what you do. Furthermore, I'll be able to speak to you.
Very well, cast your spell.
Search for Ravil's home. I expect it's on the west side of town. You should be able to hear me now.
Finest merchandise around.
There he is. Let's follow him.
That doesn't look suspicious at all.
Hey, Ravel! No waffle today. The temple's forbidden all sales.
Quiet, fool. I paid you for your discretion, remember?
Look here. It's that fancy sword was in our camp. Hey, fancy man. Fallen on any swords lately? Saying we shouldn't help the Dunmer? Like a Nord would ever turn down a fight.
The drunk one took your advice, Silvertongue. He now regrets it. For shame.
It was just idle talk, friend. I assure you, I had nothing to do with it.
He went into that shack. Wait for him to leave. He's out. That was fast. Try to get inside that shack. A communication spell. Let's see who Ravil called.
Lots of food in here. Too bad it's all stealing.
Ofer. What now, Ravil? So you're the meddler who undid all of Ravel's work. Such a waste of my time.
That woman wore a Covenant uniform.
Yep, a spy.
Ravil must be working for the enemy. Go to his house and see what you can find. I'll send my guards.
What are you doing here? You won't take me! Cornell gave me potions!
The guards heard fighting. I assume you found more inside than just evidence?
Ravil had attacked me. I had to kill him.
Having him alive might have been useful, but having him dead is just as good. The ritual items in the shack on the docks and his belongings might tell us something more.
Trust this one.
Must I suffer so?
We want no trouble, Outlander. My injury doesn't keep me from stringing a bow.
How did you get hurt?
A Nyx hound attacked our caravan. He savaged my leg and carried off one of our guar.
Is that sort of thing normal in Stonefall?
No. Lately we've sighted savage creatures in the wastelands. They're more than a match for our tribe's hunters. Great rewards await any hunter who can bring them to ground.
I can definitely do this, whatever these creatures may be.
The first is Varnog, a feral Nyx hound. The next is worse, Bliger, a vicious and territorial bullnetch. Worst of all is a clanfear named Gerlisk.
Well, tell me about Varnag.
He's the least vicious of the three, but look what he did to my leg. We met him on the road southeast of Ebonheart. Our best guess is he escaped from a goblin tribe, or ate them.
Okay, and where can I find it? Blel.
He floats along the shore west of here. Do not ask me the origin of his name. I assume it stems from the way netches float through the air.
What do you know of Gerlisk?
Strange story, that. Summoned by an old conjurer who lived in the hills east of Kragenmoor. The conjurer died, but it stayed. No one knows why, and no hunters ever tracked it to its lair.
Why are you even visiting Ebonheart?
We drove our Gua here to trade. The Ashlands give our tribe many things such as food and shelter. They aren't as generous with medicinal potions or steel.
Why not just simply live in town then?
Ha! Even if we would have the housemen, they wouldn't have us. They won't even let us within their walls to trade. We must stay outside, bedding with their animals.
Why wouldn't they let you in?
Because they're heretics. Or because we are, whichever you prefer. We hold true to the faith of our ancestors. The worship of Azura, Boethia, and Mephala.
And the housemen, you call them?
They believe the three elders of their tribunal are gods. We know the truth. The so-called three are murderers and necromancers.
That is quite an accusation. Tell me more.
Now? Here? No, I've already said too much. I have no love for the housemen. My people need their wares. Ask someone else.
Well,
the first is Varnog.
Well, I guess we got some hunting to do. I'm only seeing the location for Varno. So I guess let's start with him.
The city of Ebonheart welcomes the penitent.
entrance. Either way, I'm not really seeing it. Another quick pass. It's probably like a underground passage. investigate to the end. Slay the big bad boss.
Light it!
So inconsiderate. I just want to leave.
Quiet. By seed and spleen, stranger. You... Quietly. There is... Quiet. By seed and spleen, stranger. You must help me. My people have been taken by a Daedra, known as Fate Stealer.
Slow down a moment. What went on here?
Raiders. The dark-skinned ones attack, hoping to take our mine and make us slaves once more. They even summoned a Daedra. That was a mistake. The Daedra took everyone away, Argonian and Raider, and only left their soul crystals behind.
And how can I help?
My people and even some enemies languish in the Daedra's Oblivion realm. The Raiders seized an Argonian gel called fire sap. Find some. It should overheat the crystals and cause them to crack. Then you can return my people.
So I'll find this gel and free your people.
can hardly believe it. I'm free. I can hardly believe it. I'm free. I'm free and in your debt. I can hardly believe it. I'm free.
I like how it showed that there was a lot more crystals, and I could continue saving them, but it was like, no, you've rescued enough, you're done. Okay, that's right here.
It's so good to see everyone free again. I mean, almost everyone.
Almost everyone. Who's still missing?
My father, Last Water. The Daedra still has him. He tried to stop Fate Stealer.
How can we free him?
His stone is in the main campsite. I'm sure Fate Stealer will not give up her prize willingly.
Neposh knew the terms when he summoned me!
Neposh was the one who summoned me.
What? Who? Where is my eggspawn?
So, Neposh made a deal with the Daedra, and then tried to turn on her.
Neposh, is your brain shell cracked? Bargains with Daedra?
I don't know what to say.
You were the one who summoned the Daedra.
The shame of it makes my scales brittle. But yes, I summoned it. I could not bear to see another victim fall to the raiders. I couldn't let them take our mine, so I reached out to Fate Stealer. All of us were scorched.
Your claws are sharp, traveler. My spawn does not deserve the kindness you visited upon his scaly hide. On behalf of the rest of us, I thank you.
I mean, I get why he'd want to lie, but ultimately it gets you nowhere. Alright, so we still just got that one quest to kill all those big beasts. So they're strewn throughout this zone, so I'm just going to continue making our way as we were. And eventually we will make it to those sections. Chest. Story quest for this section. that, I'm gonna hold off. Same with up there. Just to make sure. Yeah, looks like a story mission.
Covenant soldiers are waiting to the north. Tread carefully.
Thank you.
Stranger, I'm surprised to see any friendly faces out here. Did you meet any Covenant soldiers on the road?
Is something wrong?
There's a small force of Covenant soldiers in a camp to the northwest. I can feel it in my bones. They're planning a flanking attack. I need to get back to Fort Arend and ready the recruits there for a possible skirmish.
I could scout this camp. Is there anything I should look out for?
Sure as bones you're a brave one. If you can make it out alive, put steel or spell to the commanders in the encampment. They're the ones most likely to have a copy of their orders. Then head for the gates of the fort.
I'll meet you at Fort Arend with the orders.
Travel to the northwest and look for Covenant activity. Find out why they're here and what they're planning. Go swiftly and go carefully.
What can you tell me about this Fort Arend?
We train troops and store provisions here. Why the Dark Elves built a fort against the mountains, I'll never know. What's it protecting? The mountains? Dunmer. I'll never understand them.
but I got the intelligence reports.
Captain Hyom.
What happened here?
I'm not sure. I saw the captain approaching, then felt a sharp pain in my head. I think I heard a footfall behind me before I went down. When I came to, he was dead, and our attacker was gone.
The Covenant plans I stole, they speak of assassins infiltrating the fort.
Assassins? Captain Lari should see this. She's in the command post, the largest building in the fort. Report to her, and I'll spread the word to the other troops in the fort. We need everyone on guard and watching their backs.
Must be some more books, it seems, inside. A few bookshelves in here. First person I used it on that was quote-unquote innocent. I really wanted this chest. Typically, you can tell what's in a chest by the value of the chest itself. So an advanced lock will have better things in it than something of a simple lock, and so on and so forth.
Well met, my fine Falar. I am Captain Lari, commander of the forces stationed at Fort Arend. We're primarily a training outpost. I had to put the recruits on alert with all these Covenant troops nearby. What do you have there?
Captain Hyom sent me to retrieve these plans from the enemy. When I returned, I found him dead.
No! Dumak, take those fetches! Hyom, my best officer, is dead, and these plans say Aknara is here. Of all the... We're not prepared for Aknara. Not even slightly, Traveler. Let's talk. These Sewit assassins are stealthy and dangerous. They'll probably be practically invisible with all the places to hide in here. We need to shed some light on this situation. I have just the thing. Blinding light flasks.
And where can I get some of these?
The flasks are upstairs. Use them near the walls of the fort. I expect the killers will be lurking there. Strikes from Shadows is leading a group of our more experienced troops. Meet up with him at the tower to the east when you're done.
If I find any assassins, I'll kill them.
Falar, you'll find the flasks of blinding light upstairs. Use them to reveal the assassin infiltrators. Put an end to their plans.
What can you tell me about this fort?
Fort Arend was built a long time ago, atop a set of Daedric ruins. I think the ruins were a prison for some fetching Daedra. Bevek, who can keep track of all that ancient lore? The fort is out of the way, so we use it to train troops.
And what do you know about these Aknara?
A few years back, a fetching big Aldmeri army invaded Hammerfell. They sacked a town and established some fortifications. They sent messages home, and the elves sent a shipload of reinforcements. The Red Guards were quaking in their boots.
Did these reinforcements ever arrive?
Not as such, Falar. The Dominion made a mistake, you see. They took captives from a Red Guard ship they managed to get offshore from their new holdings. That night, one of the Red Guards broke free and murdered every lost elf aboard.
Aknara?
That's what they say, Falar. Over the next few days, a bunch of Aldmeri troops in the fort disappeared. A Red Guard army rolled up to the fort, but didn't attack. It just sat there, stopping the Aldmeri from escaping Aknara's venom.
That seems rough. A few more free levels. See who else we can find skulking about.
Akatosh curse you. This soldier has several stab wounds on her back and neck. The assassins must have ambushed her. Someone ran across the floor and used the trap door in the corner. Strikes from shadows may be down there.
Are the assassins now feeding the earth with their blood and bone?
You need not worry, they're dead now. Were you attacked upstairs?
I was ambushed. Warm-blood assassins do that. They hoped I wouldn't reach these tunnels and discover the roots of Aknara's plan. They died with that hope unfulfilled.
And what is she planning?
You'll notice many Covenant troops about. I'd bet my birth mud she's opened the reinforced cap that sealed these tunnels. Clearly, she plans to lead an army into the fort from below.
And how do we stop an army?
Long ago, this place was built to imprison Daedra. See that floor plate below the door you came through? There are 5 of those. When they're all active, a barrier will rise and imprison those within.
And will we be trapped inside?
No. There's an exit to the surface behind the final plate. I activated the first one. Activate 3 more on the way to the last chamber, then meet me by the final plate.
a lot of faith that you won't screw me over. Sneak our way through.
Isn't the best defense always a good attack?
I love that one. You just kind of tap him on the shoulder, make him turn around, just stab him. Guessing that's going to be the last one up there. It is. Before I actually go up there, just to see if there's anything over here other than a dead end. Which there is not.
Aknara ambushed us. She used a flask of blinding light to stun us, then ran back through the door behind me. Were you able to activate the plates?
I was, yes.
Good. I'll activate this last one. Once I do, the other barriers on all 5 will harden like a shell. While I do this, you must slay Aknara before she slithers away again.
And leave you behind?
Bayam chased after Aknara. He'll need your help more than I do. Look for him. I'm sure he's wounded, if not dead. Once this is done, use the trapdoor atop the bluff. It leads to the command post below.
Goodbye.
Have you dispatched Aknara? That piece of Enchao?
Yes, Aknara is dead.
Ha! My fine Falar. Well done. I'll see your name is not forgotten. Aknara, however, will be forgotten. The Dunmer reshape history to serve their needs. I'll remove any mention of her actions here, and I'll purge all records of that vile assassin. Captain Hyolm lost his life bravely defending the fort from that Covenant scum. He cut down a score of them, but eventually succumbed to his wounds. That magnificent captain will be missed.
What can you tell me about this fort?
Fort Arend was built a long time ago, atop a set of Daedric ruins. A few years back, a fetching big Aldmeri.
Yeah, we already went through that information. Alright, well, we just finished that one, so I'm actually going to end this quest off here. Or rather, end this video off here, and we'll continue in the next one. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed. Have a good one all.